Evening all, Chief Pepper here. I don't know how many people that are subscribers of mine are from Texas, but I, it's been something that's been bothering me. For the last week, the political ads have been hitting heavy and hard. You have these motherfucking parents from Uvalde that saying this is not, we were not political, and then they're in favor of Beto because he says he's going to take guns. For all you dumbasses, I'm sorry you lost your kids. But the first person you call when there is a problem is a man with a badge and a gun. And that is what ended that issue there. The fault doesn't lie with the governor for your kids dying. The fault lies with all of those police officers who stood outside the school and waited. My wife pointed out something tonight that I hadn't thought of, but the news hasn't publicized how long the gunshots were ringing. As in, did those children die immediately? Or was he shooting them one by one? It's probably a question people need to ask. Beto is bad. And by the way, for all you brown people and you Mexicans and you south of the border people, that motherfucker's name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. And if you don't know what that means he is not Mexican. I'm pretty sure that means he's Irish or Italian or some shit like that. But he is not one of you. He is a George Soros funded piece of shit. George Soros does not have your best interest at heart. Him and a bunch of other people want to disarm America, and you can take this to the fucking bank. As soon as that happens, as soon as they take away guns from Americans, millions will die. You're not safer without a gun. Guns aren't the problem. They're a tool. How many people do you think a grown man could kill if he had a machete and a hammer and he walked into a building? Sadly, if it was a school, it'd be worse than dying by gunshot. The school district is at fault as well. My understanding is there was a door. It was either propped open or it was not locked like it was supposed to be. The door to the classroom was not repaired because it wasn't deemed important. That's according to the school teacher. I don't like the fact that those kids died, but it's not the gun's fault. The left always tries to make the fucking tool that is an inanimate object. The gun can lay on a fucking table for 10 years, and unless someone picks it up, it will never kill anybody. The system is not perfect. I also told my wife tonight, based on what I knew about the story, that I don't know that the school was the target. That young man was running from the cops. He had a wreck in a truck. The other question you have to ask yourself is this: how does a 17-year-old unemployed fucking kid afford 2 ARs that are outfitted that cost about $5,000 to set them up the way they are? These are all questions that you need to ask. I'm sick to death of seeing the fucking political ads and the parents from this school shooting and other people who are talking about, we gotta get the guns, gotta get the guns. You stupid motherfuckers. Do you think the criminals are gonna give up their guns? And then you're gonna have to call a cop, and I live in the country, with a report of shots fired. Them motherfuckers showed up 25 minutes later. And then they asked me, do you have a picture of him? So, you do as you wish. I will not give up my guns. And you would be wise not to give up yours. It's a tragedy that the kids died. But Beto is not the solution for Texas. They're going to run him in a position somewhere until he gets a foothold in. For all you people who love your Democrats, the only time they fucking care about you is when it's election time. There are other things that I'm going to say here shortly, but bottom line is Beto's not the answer. if you look across America, most large cities are managed and run by Democrats. And most of those large cities are fucking shitholes. I moved down here from Abilene, Texas in 1986. I am brown, but I am not Mexican. I am Native American from Alaska. Nobody down here can fucking figure that out. They all think I'm Mexican. When I left here in 87 because I joined the Army, San Antonio was between 77 and 78% Hispanic. San Antonio is 99 to 100% Hispanic now, and most of the white people have moved out. The surrounding communities of San Antonio don't see the crime that we see. They don't see the bullshit that we see. Those smaller cities are not managed and run by Democrats. You need to pay attention to who or what you're voting for, because the Democrats always promise to make your life better. San Antonio was worse when I came home in 2012 than it was when I left in 1987. You need to look around. Baltimore, Chicago. It's very strict. Guns are illegal there. I encourage all of you to look at the number of people who die from gunshots every fucking weekend in those shitholes. And then really ask yourself this: do you really want to give up your guns? Because the criminals ain't. They never have. Again, the fault lies with those cops. And the cops need to understand something. This is to you. Fuck you, motherfuckers. You know what? If all you're going to do is write tickets, we don't fucking need you. If all you're going to do is stand outside and talk shit about if my kid was in there, I'd be in there, we don't fucking need you. Your name is Mud. And by the way, if there is ever a real war on cops, you motherfuckers are easy to hunt. You're in a car marked and you're in a fucking uniform. You remember that. Remember that you need the trust and confidence of the people that you're supposed to serve and protect. When you lose that, we don't need you. I encourage everybody in Texas not to vote for Beto. He's a piece of shit. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter. You can think what you want. And I know that Texas in my heart will probably turn blue again, because the Democrats are targeting Texas because they hold California, they hold New York. Florida is always purple. It flips one way or the other. Right now it's red, but it can turn blue. And if they have Texas, they control the entire fucking country. Just so you know. Chief Prepper, out.